Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and an intriguing puzzle. I love the title today. This is The Voice of the Masked Idol Who Has Got Talent, which references three reality game show talent competition TV programs. I thought that Sudoku Fan 87 was Australian, but it feels like he's been watching British TV. Possibly The Voice and The Masked Singer, and no, 4 TV programs, isn't it? And Pop Idol, stroke American Idol, and Britain's Got Talent, stroke America's Got Talent, stroke Australia's Got Talent. Maybe they show everywhere. Anyway. It's a very clever title. I like it. I don't know if it's really going to have a lot to do with the puzzle, but I'm looking forward to having a go just for the sense of humour involved in the title. And we've featured Sudoku Fan 87 a couple of times in the past, I think once under an alternative pseudonym. You'd have to look up the past videos to find out exactly how that went, because I can't remember. But they are available. If you look on the links under the video, there is a link to a spreadsheet maintained by Vebi, which has all of our past puzzles on and will list all the the setter names. It's an incredible resource, actually, partly because we've done so many videos, which is incredible too. Now, let's talk about the other links under the video, which will take you to Patreon, where you can see Simon solving incredibly hard puzzles sometimes, me solving very hard crosswords or connections, which isn't so hard, although I find it so. And of course, there's the monthly Sudoku hunts that come out on the 1st and last to the 20th as competitions, but stay there, and then solution videos to those for the $3 a month Patreons. There's loads on Patreon. It's well worth joining. And of course, there's our merchandise, lots of that available. And there's SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD, the best software there is, in the description field. And also all of our apps, which do feature line Sudoku and, well, that's the most relevant one. And of course, Fog of War Sudoku, the latest app that we have out there that's doing very well. What a Christmas present, say. Now, let's have a look at the voice of the masked idol who's got talent. So, the rules of this puzzle are that normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 goes in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Also, there are marked diagonals and digits cannot repeat on a diagonal, so that's a set of 1 to 9. Adjacent digits on a green line. Yes, look carefully, there are some green lines. Have to have a difference of at least 5. Now, adjacent digits on a dark blue factor line, it says must have an integer quotient. That's very fancy mathematical speech for one is divisible by the other, exactly. That's how I'm going to understand it. And then we have the counting circles rule. A digit in a circle indicates how many times that digit appears in circles. So if this was a 3, there would be 3 3s in the circles. Those are the rules. Give it a try. I'm going to restart my clock now and say, let's get cracking. What is happening here? So let's count the circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, one of the things I know about these counting circles puzzles is that the different digits that appear in the circles will now add up to 10, because each one of those will take up that many circles. So on a blue line, right. Now, okay, blue's an interesting colour to choose for a good old thick line, because it's gonna mess with the pencil marking, isn't it? Thanks to Sudoku Fan 87 for that. Now, what I'm thinking is about things like 9 and 7. 9 and 7, and 5 indeed, don't have any factors. Right, let's go with 5 first of all. 5 can't appear on one of these green lines in boxes 3 and 7, because 5 is not a digit that's allowed on a green line. There's no neighbour that it can go with. So 5 does appear on one of these blue lines, and what's it going to be next to on the blue line? It's going to be next to a 1. So it's not going to be next to another digit because there's no other digit it can be next to on a blue line. So 5 will appear in one of those cells and 1 will appear in one of those two. Now, consider also the digits 9 and 7. Oh no, it's not true. I was going to say 9 and 7 can only appear next to 1 on these lines. That's not true. 9 can appear next to 3 and I forgot it. Sorry, 9. So 7, however, well, 7 either appears on the blue line with 5, 5, 1, 7 in one order or the other, or it appears on this green line. I mean, okay, I'm going to do the same pencil marking down here. 5 in the blue, 1 on one of those. Now, okay, maybe it's worth considering 4 and 6. Neither of those, well, yes, 6 indeed cannot appear on the green line now, because the only digit it can go next to is a 1, and we know that 1 is in one of those cells. So 6 is on a blue line too, and 6 cannot be at the junction of these blue lines because there are no 2 digits. That's not true. 6 is fine on a blue line. It could be next to 2 and 3. I don't know. 6 can't be on this line though. So if this went high, low, high, this would be 2 or 3, and these would be from 7, 8, 9. If it went low, high, low, these would be from 2, 3, 4, and this would be 8 or 9. I don't really know what to do about that. That's annoying. Okay, let's consider the circles. There are at least 3 digits that appear in the circles given this central row. They have to be 3 different digits, and these digits will add up to 10. Now 1, 2, 3, 4 is always possible with 10 circles. What is the biggest digit that could theoretically go in a circle? It's 7. I mean, there's no way 7 does, because there are only 6 different rows with circles in. So could it be 6s? 1, 3 and 6. Then row 2 would have a 6 there. Row 3 there. That would be a 6. I don't know. I'm also wondering whether 5 could really be in a circle given the pencil marked 5s that aren't in that circle or that circle. No, there are only 4 rows left where a 5 could go in a circle. So 5 is not in a circle, 7 is not in a circle. Can I eliminate 6 from circles? 6 would have to be in a circle in every available row, including that cell, that one, this one, definite. Then in the top row it would have to be that one. Could 6s go in all of these places? I tell you what, I don't know. I don't know is the answer. I'd love to rule out 6 because then I would know that all the circles would contain 1, 2, 3, 4. But I can't quite bring myself to make that assertion. What I have just noticed is that 5 not being on a green line is on one of these cells. Now, we also said for these 2 boxes that 6 can't go on the green line because it would have to go next to 1, which is not on the green line. So again, 6 appears in one of these 3 cells as well. Now, that is stopping 6 getting into that circle. So let's go back to the task of finding the 6 circles that would contain 6 if 6 was in circles. And now we know where 5 of them are. And I can't quite see why it's impossible. It is interesting though. Now, could 6 be in this circle in box 1? Then you've got, yeah, I mean, 5 and 7 are the difficult digits. And they could go with a 1 on one of these or on the blue line. Now, I don't think I've got anything there. I'm not quite getting this here. My talent is not coming to the fore. Now, well, what digits do go here? We've still got 1. Oh, 1 doesn't go on these either, does it, in these boxes? We've worked that out because it has to go with 5. So this is a 5, 6, 1 triple. Why am I not paying attention to the things my voice is saying? So these do include a 4. That can't be in the middle cell because it doesn't have 2 neighbours. So 4 is in an end cell, putting 9 in one of these 2 middle cells. And in the box where that occurs, the outside digits are 4 and either 2 or 3. In the other box, let's say that was up here with a 9 there. In the other box, we'd have 2 high digits here and a low one here, which wouldn't be 3. Because that would be surrounded by 8 and 9, but 9 would have gone in the other box. Good Lord. So these are selected from 2 and 9. That's really clever. 9, where it occurs, then, is surrounded by a 3, 4 pair, either there or there. And 2, wherever it occurs, is surrounded by a 7, 8 pair. Now, in the box with 2, 7, 8, these blue cells will contain, let me just note this down, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Now, what groupings can we achieve there? 9 has, well, 5 is going with 1. We know that. 4. What have we got? 3, 4, 6, and 9. What can 4 go with? Nothing but 1. Isn't that weird? So in the box where we have 287 on the green, we have a 145 or a 415 blue line and a 3691, which will have 3 in the middle. That'll be 639. So these 2 knuckles in that box will be 1 and 3. Now in the other box, I'm just saying it's down here, I don't know that it is, but we had 3, no, this time we have 394. That was the 278 box. So we have 394. So this time we have 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 to portion up. And again, 5 goes with 1, but 7 must also go with 1. So there's a 7, 1, 5 line, and the other line uses 8, 6, and 2. Well, 8 can't neighbour 6, so 2 will be in the middle. So the knuckles will always be a 1, 2 or a 1, 3 pair. The knuckles, I mean the kind of turning bit of these lines. That's so interesting. I don't know what does it do for me in the terms of the circles? Well, it gives me, I don't know. I was going to say, yeah, that these don't play against each other. So I've got 1 digit from 1, 2, 3 and another one. Now, that doesn't mean that we've ruled out 1, 3, 6 as a triple. This digit, mind you, can't be 1, 5 or 6. It is going to be 2, 3 or 4 because the circle set is either 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 3, 6. I think we've ruled out everything else. Because 5 is not in circles and nor is 4. Did we rule out 4? No, hang on. 5 is not in circles. So if there's a number bigger than 5 in a circle, it's a 6. If there isn't, we're selecting from 1, 2, 3, 4, and we must select all of them. Yeah, that is right. Okay, so where are we next? I mean, I should really have kept aid memoirs. One of these had a 517. There's not much else I can do with them. I'm going to have to consider the other diagonal maybe, or the other circles. I just don't know. It's a very interesting puzzle though, I must say that. 3, 9, 4, 2, 1, and 8, 2, 7 the other end, with 1, 3 there. I mean, I do know these can't both be 1s because that would be too many 1s in circles, but I don't know how to use that information yet. Goodness me, I mean, this is very interesting. What comes next? And somehow the blue lines don't really obstruct the candidates. I think that's because Sven has done wonders over the years with the candidates and they have a light little white outline. Anyway, never mind about that. Try and think about the puzzle. Right, we've got 2 and 9 looking at that digit as a pair. Because this is a definite pair. So that digit is not a 2. It doesn't feel very helpful. No. In these boxes, I don't think we know anything about these blue lines much. Or do we? Okay, I'm going to say this can't be a 1. Okay, that is interesting actually. This can't be a 1 because it's a circle. And that would push the 1 in these two cells into that cell, which would be another circle. These pairs, I'm pretty sure, were either 1, 2 or 1, 3 in each case. Yes, they were. So that a 1 there would push 1s into circles. Now, that means that 5 and 7 can't appear on this line because they would need a 1 in that position on the line. So 5 and 7 could be on the diagonal. The same is true here. Or they could be on this in one of the positions that would allow 1 into the knuckle. So 5 and 7 appear there, and here they appear in those cells somewhere. Now it is quite interesting. I don't know what it proves or anything. Now, could that really be a 1 with a 5, 7 here? That would make that a 1 and that a 1. What would that do to 1s in box 9? I don't really know. It doesn't seem to kill them. That's the main point. Yeah, I haven't quite got this yet. What's going on? Is it this 1, 5, 6 triple on the diagonal? Why is that helping me? Don't think it is. Now, it would be great to prove that just one of these had to be a 1. I think maybe we can say that none of them are a 1. Oh, not quite. We know that one isn't, but maybe that one is, because that doesn't force a 1 into this circle. It doesn't really have any impact at all. Can that be a 1? I sort of bet it isn't, but I don't know. Right, I don't know. 2 and 9. Let's think about 2 and 9. 2 is always, 1 and 2 are always going to be in circles because 1 and 3 are always going to be in circles. 2 is not always going to be in a circle. Because the circles could be 1, 3, 6. in which case that would be the 3 in this row, and this would be a 1 and a 6. That would use the last one. Every other circle, right, where did I say the 6s would be if 6s were in circles? Oh, it's absolutely gone. It's gone. Because that had to be 1, and that's been ruled out. Right, the circles contain 1, 2, 3, 4. That is now official. All of them. And this is not a 5 or a 7. So 5 or 7 are either on the diagonal or on this diagonal, on this blue line. If either of them was on that blue line, this would be a 1. And that would place a number of 1s in the puzzle. But for 5 and 7 to be there, then down here, 5 and 7 would be on this blue line. So I think I ruled out that from being a 1 because that would put 2 1s in the circle. So let's get rid of that. I think I can also similarly rule out this from being a 1 because that would put a 1 in that circle as well. Yeah, that was it. So let's just get the deductions made already right. Now, I was saying that if 5 and 7 were there, then they would end up off the line here, and that would be a 1. Otherwise, so one of these two is definitely a 1, maybe both, but certainly one of them. And that rules 1 out of both of these cells. Now, in their boxes, there is a 1 in a corner, and we now know those are in those corners. There's our first digit after 18 minutes. Now, that means this isn't a 1, and this isn't a 1. Now, the 1 in this puzzle is going to be in one of those 3 cells, in the one in a circle. And they all see the central cell, which now doesn't contain a 1. I mean, that's not going to help a lot, but it's interesting. Right, now what? Now we've got 2 or 3 here. So how did these work? If this was going to be 3, 9, 4, that was a 2. 5 and 7 were there. 6 and 8 would be here. But if this was going to be 7, 2, 8, that was 5, 1, 4, and these were 3, 6, 9. So there's definitely a 6 in one of those cells. And there seems not to be a 5 in those two. This is the one with either 5, 1, 4 or 5, 1, 7. And down here it must be exactly the same. There's a 5 in one of those. There isn't in these two. They're from 6, 8, 9, and one of them has a 6. And I doubt I can go any further than that. Now, one of these is a 2 and one of them is a 3. And they both see these 2 cells. So neither of these can be a 2 or a 3. Now I wonder, does that make them both definite 1s? I have a feeling it does. But I have to think about why that might be. One of them has to be a 1. We've said that already. At least one of these 2 is a 1. Because 5 and 7 have to appear off the line in boxes 1 and 9 somewhere. So at least one of them is a 1. So let's imagine 5 and 7 were there, and this wasn't a 1. Now it could be, well, it could be quite a few different digits actually. 2, 3, 4, 6 and 8 all spring to mind as possibles. I hope I haven't got that wrong, but I might have, don't know. Oh, bother. I'm having trouble breaking the symmetry of the puzzle at the moment. Oh, one of these was a 2 and one of them was a 3. That's what I've just said. So that's using up one of the 2 2s that go in circles in this puzzle. This is not a 2 because it sees a 2, 9 pair. if that was a 1, 5 and 7 would both have to be on the diagonal with it. They'd be 1, 5, 7. The other digits we'd have available for the box are 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. And 3 could go with 6 and 9, and 2 could go with 4 and 8. Yep, they could dispose all right. Oh, goodness, it's something to do with this grouping, isn't it? Which is, oh, they can't contain a 2 or a 3. So if they didn't have a 1 in these two, excuse me. Sorry, an impatient delivery driver there. He doesn't know how impatient we are to get on with this. Right. Now, I was going to investigate whether these could be higher than 1. Now, I was saying earlier, couldn't they be 4, 6, or 8? If one of these was a 4, the numbers it would go with, well, it could go with a 1. I'd forgotten that. Otherwise, it was going to have to be 8 and 2. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, I don't think I can rule those out. So, what else have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 in circles. We know that. The 1 is in one of these places. This 1, 5, 6 triple feels interesting. I'm not quite getting... Oh, there's definitely a 5 being used in one of those two cells. If that was a 5, 5s would be ruled out of those places. No, that doesn't really do anything. 1 here and 1 here. These are the only digits I've actually got. Right, so 1 in this box is in one of those 4 cells. That's something I hadn't observed. And 1 in box 9 is in one of those 4. If this was a 1, that would push 1 onto a blue line. If that was a 1, that would push 1 onto a blue line. And if that was a 1, well, actually, yes, that would push the 1 here off there onto the blue line. That's kind of interesting. What does it mean? If that was a 1, there'd be a 1 on the blue line here. If that was a 1, there'd be a 1 on the blue line here, and if that was a 1, there'd be a 1 on this blue line. Oh, that's quite interesting, though, because where does 1 on the diagonal go? It doesn't go in those cells, and it now doesn't go in any of these. There is a 1 in one of these two cells. And therefore, in the box where that 1 appears, and it's only one of them, then the blue lines don't contain 5 and 7 because they can't. So in one of these boxes there is a 1, 5, 7 blue line sequence, and that central digit must become a 6 now because 5 comes off the diagonal somehow, or goes onto the diagonal rather. 5, 1, 7, 6. So in the other box opposite, we're going to have 2, 3, 4, with selection from 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. Now, let's think about the box that does have a 1, 5, 7 triple on the line, because that wasn't easy to fill the other blue lines. They would have, we've got 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9 to consider. 9 would have to go with 3, and the only number that can group with them is a 6. Yeah, that's true. So we'd have these sets. In one of those boxes, box 1 or box 9, we have these 3 sets. The 1, 5, 7 on the blue line, then 3, 6, 9 in one circle, or 3, 6, 9 on one blue line, and 2, 4, 8 on the other. That must happen in one box. But I don't know what that tells me about the circles or anything. So in the other box, we have digits from 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 on the diagonal. Now, this time 7 and 5 are going on one of these diagonals. There is a 7, 5, 1 diagonal. And the others, for the others we're selecting from, sorry, there is a 1, 5, 7 blue line. For the others we're selecting from 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. There's only one blue line, but it must have a 6 on it, because 6 is not on the diagonal. And the 6 cannot go, well, it can't go next to 4, 8 or 9. It can go next to 3 or 2. But that opens up all the other digits to appear on the line. Okay, I don't know. I was just aid memoiring there. I didn't quite get it done. Is it the circles I should be considering? Or the 2's in circles? Because we've had one of them in this pair. We're only allowed one more. So either in this group we're using up the last one or the last 2, or both. I don't know. Let's say this wasn't the one with 5 and 7, then this would have 3 or 4 in the middle, out in a circle. No, I don't know what that does. So one of these is a 715 blue line, and in the other case 715 goes on the diagonal around a 1 in the middle. So that digit that I'm in here can never be 5 or 7, because in this box, oh sorry, I've done the wrong thing there. I was trying to get rid of 5 and 7. Right, in this box, 5 and 7 are either there and there, or there and there. They can't be there. In this box, it's actually the same deal. They're either there and there, or there and there. Now, if this was a 1, it would knock 1 out of that possibility. And if this was a 1, it would again be the only 1 in a circle. That would still kill this from being a 1. So this digit is not a 1. Now the 1 in a circle is definitely in one of these 2 places. And that means this isn't a 1. I don't think this could ever be a 1. 1 was either there or in the middle of the line, so I shouldn't have had that as a possibility. Same here, I can rule it out. We've got 1 in one of those 2 cells. We know that's a 1. We know that's a 1. Actually, it's the full digits that are the harder ones to read here. We've got 1 in one of those 2 cells. And 1 in a circle is in column 2. That's now known. If that was a 1, then the last 2 goes in this row. And then every other circle in the puzzle is a 3 or a 4. Because when I say the last 2, I know that that's a 2-3 pair. So this would be a 3-4 pair. This would be a 3-4 pair, and I don't think that really helps me. Do I just have to think about 6 and 9 in the bottom row or something? Not really. 6, annoyingly, in the bottom row can be there. Otherwise, it does have to be on a blue line, which feels like it might be a little helpful. Actually, if that's a 6, that's a 6. I don't know. Okay. Right. What have I got going on still? That 2-9 pair, which rules 2 or 9 out of this cell. So in the box where we had 5, we've got 5, 1, 7 in one of those groups and a 6 there. in the other box, we have 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, but the central digit can't be 2 or 9 by Sudoku. So it is 3, 4, or 8 in the other box. The central digit is reduced to 3, 4, or 8. And here, well, this can be a 1 out of the circle, but if it's not, it's 3, 4, or 8. If that is a 1, this is 5, 7. Yes, I've done this countless times now. Oh, goodness me. One of these is a 2 and is ruling 2 out of one of those cells. Don't need much more help in this puzzle, but I'm not getting there yet. 5, 1, 7, 6. So one of these lines is a 5, 1, 7 line. I mean, I think I've established that time and again. Maybe it's not both of them, it's only one of them. Now that doesn't mean, I don't think, that 7 can't be in either of these places. Because that could be 7 and that could be 7, or that one. Yeah, it doesn't mean it at all. Okay, I'm just trying to think of something new. Not really getting this yet. So much good thought has gone in now. 5, 1, 7. Say it was up here that this was 5, 1, 7. That would be 3 or 4. And that would have to be a 1. Is that interesting? Not really. These is a 1. One of these is a 1. There's something going on there that I'm just not picking up and using. One of these is a 1. It doesn't mean anything to me. Oh, goodness, sorry. I'm just straining around a bit here. 6, 1, 5. Thinking about the diagonals again. 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Where's 2 going to be? I feel like it's going to end up in the central box so that it can then be on the other blue line. So in the box with 5, 1, 7 on a blue line and 3 or 4 here, this is made up out of 2, 3, 4, 6. Well, it's got to have a 6 in it. I was going to say, so it won't have a 4 on it, but that's not necessarily true because it could go 6, 2, 4. Oh, botheration. So if that's a 2, one of those is a 3. Don't know what that does. These, oh, in only one instance can this be a 5, 1, 7 line. Right, so one of these is at least a 4. Well, that's quite interesting. One of these two is at least a 4. In the box where it was a 4, because 1 is in the center, if it was a 4, rather than one of the other digits, the 4 would have to be surrounded by 2 and 8. No other digit will do. And then it would be sitting opposite a 3 in the circle. If it was a 6, it would have to be surrounded by 2 and 3, sitting opposite a 4 in the circle. If it was an 8, it would be 2 and 4 and a 3 in the circle. If it was a 9, That won't actually work because there's only 3 that can sit next to 9. So this is never a 2 sitting opposite. Well, it could be a 2 sitting opposite 517, but it can't be a 2 where it's not. So all I'm now saying is that only one of those could be a 2, which I knew anyway if I really was alive to the fact that that's a 2-3 pair. So one of these is quite a big number. If it's 8, it's got 2 and 4. If it's 4, it's got 2 and 8. If it's 6, it's got 2 and 3. So there's always a 2 in the version where that is not a 1. That's quite interesting. If that is a 2, then one of those 2 is a 2. But if this is a 2, it's one of those 2 that's a 2. It's just not enough to disambiguate the symmetry. That is my problem here. Or it's amongst my problems. Let's say we had 728, 369, 145 down here. And up here we'd have 349 or 394, one way or the other. So one of these is 3 or 4. And its circles in the row, the other 2 circles, are going to involve the second 2. So one of the 2's is in one of those circles, and one of them is in one of those circles. So none of these have a 2 in. And that is a 3-4 pair, and there is our 1 in a circle. Well, that is a finding. That means this is not a 1 up here. That means the 1 on the diagonal is here. That means this is not the 517 diagonal, or rather not the 517 blue line. This is indeed the 517 diagonal down here. This is not a 5-7 pair. This is a 5-7 pair, and that is a 1. Okay, and we got something done. We got something done. Now, what does it lead to? 517 here. So this is the 4, 6, or 8, and that has a 2 on it in one of the positions, and this is therefore not a 2, but I still don't know which of these is 3 or 4. Wow, that's so strange that I've now... Okay, what about this one? Does 2 have to be on this? Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. This could be 936 with a 4 and a 2-8 pair. Good grief. That's not what I want to be finding out at this point. Right, this circle is obviously not on the line here or on the line here. It must be on the line up here somewhere. What does that mean? 6, 1, 5, 7. Yeah, let's think about the line. We've got 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 to place on this line. So 6 is in one of those 2 cells, right? It's sad that I need to do that by pencil marking, but hey, that's where I am. That's not a 4 now. That is 2 or 3. But 4 could still be on this line if it was a 4, 2, 6 line. If that's a 3, this is 6 and 9. And then that's 2, 4, 8, and this is a 3, 9 pair, and that's a 4, and that's a 3. That has all sorts of ramifications. but it doesn't butter my parsnips entirely. Right, where's 9 in this box? It's not on this line, it's on this line. So that's a 3. Now that's not a 3. That's the first 3 I've actually put in a circle. These 2 are actually 9 and 6 now. And then I have a 2, 4, 8 line, but I really don't know any of those can sit next to the other. So that 3 says we don't have a 3 in this corner, and that's not a 4 accordingly. Now, either that's a 2 and that's a 2, or that's a 2 and that's a 2. Okay, there's a 1 in one of those cells. Not very interesting. This 3, there's a 2 or a 4 here. So this is, I feel I've got to say this is even. It's not a 1. So it worked to look for a 9 in this box. So what should I be looking for? We already found the 6 in that box, and there's a 6 in one of those 2 cells. There's clearly a 6 in one of those 2 and a 6 in one of those 2. Kind of shot my bolt on the 6s then. 7 in the central box is in one of those 3. That's not very exciting. Oh, up here. Now I still don't know. This could be, if that was 728, this is 639, and that's 415, which just feels weird that that's still possible. Okay, let's go back here. This one is not allowed to be 2, I'm pretty sure. Yes, that's true. This is 3, 4, 8, or 9. It's not 9 because there's a 2, 9 pair looking at it. This is 3, 4. It's not 8 because it's in a circle, you numpty. So, that's, I don't know if, is it the only 3 or 4 on the line in this box? Can you make this up from 2, 6, 8, 9? Yes, you can if it goes 6, 2, 8. But that would use the 2. Oh, 3 in box 7 is definitely in one of those 2 positions. Hadn't noticed that before. Is it in one of those 2? Yes, it is. Yes, look, that 3 stops that being a 3, so that stops it being a 4 in the corner. Now I've got a 4, 5, 7, 8 quad that I've never seen before. That's been available the whole time. I can take 8 out of those cells. That's a 6, 9 pair. This has to be a 3. Oh, this has been so obvious. That's now not a 3, and that's not a 4, and this is a 2 to make the whisper work. That's a 9 down this end. Then I can put in 3 and 4. This is now the 2. Yes, okay. Okay, and these 2 don't have a 9. They're a 6, 8 pair. And these 2 don't have a 4. They're a 5, 7 pair. That's become a 2 by Sudoku, and that is the last circled 2. They're both done. So that's a 3, and that's a 4. And this one's a 4. And they're 1 of each. And that's going to take me up to... No, this is a disaster. I've already got the 3 3s. It's gone wrong. I can't handle it. I want to make both of these 4s. I don't think I'm allowed to do that. Oh, we were so golden, and now it's gone wrong. Oh, goodness gracious, that's depressing. Where did it go wrong? It was all looking so right. Let's just wind it back a little bit in case. When I started diagnosing the diagonals, that's where it seemed to go wrong. So I said that this couldn't be 2. Right, what I said was, if this can't be 3, which is true, 3 is in one of those two cells. Now, why did I then think I was good? Oh, I spotted, you see, I spotted a quadruple here that may not exist. No, hang on. First of all, I said 3 is in one of those two cells. But did I make some leap from that point that wasn't fair? I probably did. And we're going to undo that now and just go more slowly. I think that's where the error happened. I'm not certain, but it could be. And maybe I just didn't have any right to do anything quite as daring. I thought that was a quadruple. Let's just see what I did. I said that had to be 6, 9. I took 8 out of those. Yes, you see, that's so strange. I can take 4 out of that cell once I've taken 3 out of that. That's fine. But then I thought this was a quadruple. It is not. And well done if you pointed that out. I thought it was a 4, 5, 7, 8, but it's not. 3 is in one. Okay, that's where the mistake happened, and that's a big relief. Now, maybe this is the point at which we think about the circles. We've got 1, 3 done, and we're going to get another one in one of these, and we're going to get another 3 in one of those two. So you see, we've already got that one in purple. We're going to get 1 from the orange cells and 1 from the yellow cells. And that's going to do all the 3s. And this baby has to become a 4 there. Well, yeah, that is going to be all the 3s. They're all done, because that is our 2, 3 pair. We worked that out a long time ago. So that's a 4 and that's a 2. And this is how we go about our business. This is not allowed to be a 3 as well. That's a 4. We've had our 2 2s, 1 in orange and 1 there. And this is a 4, 2. I mean, as well, not a 4, 2. Right, here we go. We're still going to finish. These can't be 2 or 4. These two are 6 and 8. They can't be 3 or 9. So there's a 3, 9 pair on the diagonal. Let's just get rid of the pencil marks. Right, this is better. And now it doesn't involve spotting any false quadruples that mess up the whole puzzle. Wow. Okay, 4 can't be in those cells. The only place for 4 in the box is now here. The exciting thing is this has become high, so that's low, and this is high. And that is going to mean this is the 9 on the diagonal, and these are low, 4, and we do get a 3 in the corner. We deserved 1. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light losing its religion. No 9 there. Let's get rid of the corner marks. Now, 3. That's the 3 in the orange, and that's the 2. Yeah, that works with the numbers on it. We take 8 off that. Honestly, I mean, I'm sure you can see things much quicker than I can in this puzzle now, because it's just frozen my brain, especially with trying to diagnose the error. 2 and 4 there are looking across at that, making that 8. And that's all finished now. Please tell me this is going to work. That's a 6 and that's an 8. 3, 6, 2. Now, 1, 5, 9 here. Well, that can't be a 5, 9 pair, so it involves the 1. In column 1, that's a 6. Oh, I don't know what's going on in column 1. Let's try row 1. This baby is on with a 4, and it's not allowed to be a 2 or a 1. So that's an 8. It's got to be. That's 6. This is 5 or 7. Okay, this diagonal, let's get rid of 3, 4, 9 there. That's a 2, 8 pair. 4 in the box has to be there by Sudoku. So that's going to make 3 in the yellow. Right, we've got all of the circles complete now. Let's get rid of the colours. That 3 is not... Well, it's going to put a 3 in one of those two cells. which takes 3 out of there. Oh, this has become a 9, that's a 6. Box 9 is complete. Don't know about those two. Yes, I do, because I've got an 8 up there, so I do. So box 7 is complete. So 2 must go there, not 9. Then we've got 3, 5, 7 here, but we can't have 3 in the middle. Then we've got 1, 6, 8 here. The central one has to be the 1, and the other two are a 6, 8 pair. It looks like it's working. This is such relief. That's become a 7. That's going to do a lot of my 5, 7 pairs. All the corner boxes are complete. This is a 4, 7 pair. This is a 2, 6, 8 triple. This is a 1, 2, 3 triple. Honestly. Oh, look, we had a 3 marked in one of those cells, so that's a 2. And that isn't. 5, 6, 9 triple here. That's not allowed to be 6. That's not allowed to be 9. This is a 3, 8 pair. We're going to use this now. It can't have a 7 on it, can it? Because it's got 2 and 4. We can fill them all in. That's a 5, 6, 9 triple. Right. That's 7, 2, 4. That's going to give me the 4 there. 7 here in the middle box. No, I was going to translate that down. That becomes an 8. This is not a 1. So the 1 in the box is there. These aren't 8s, obviously. That can't be a 6. We knew that. Wow. This feels like an absolute marathon. Well, 53 minutes. I suppose for me, that's quite marathon-esque. Now that 2 is sorting out the 8 and the 2 in the middle box. That really might get a lot done. It does get a lot done. Look at that. Look how fast it comes once the veil is lifted. 3, 5, 7 here. 5, 7, 3, and just 5, 6, 9 to finish here. There we go. Oh, what a puzzle! That's very good. There's a lot to love about that puzzle. The voice of the masked idol who has got talent. Thank you, Sudoku Fan 87, for an excellent puzzle, but it was quite tough. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you for watching, as always. And yeah, bye for now.